Yo, what is going on, my low gangsters and my Jake Paulers and any other fandom that comes to mind? Do you guys remember about a month ago, a month or two? Damn, time is going by so fast. It's almost the end of the year. I am beyond cooked. So a few months ago, during the peak of the lunchy drama and KSI crashing out for like a month straight, baiting Dantdm for a reply, and Logan Paul getting involved. Essentially, the whole lunchy drama that was started by one tweet made by Dantdm, which is a massive YouTuber. I believe over 20 million subscribers, one of the most, if not the most beloved Minecraft YouTuber. I said this before, I personally never got into Minecraft, so I wasn't too familiar with him or his content. And if you guys remember, Dantdm stayed pretty silent. He just tweeted one thing, then he made a tweet about his family. Meanwhile, KSI kept crashing out. You know, it did get a little too far, in my opinion. Like, at first, it was all funny jokes and stupid memes and the thick of it and Lunchy and Prime. But then towards the end, it did seem like it got too personal, especially with KSI. And after weeks of not saying anything, Dantdm finally said this. Dantdm finally responds to KSI outrage after viral Lunchy criticism. I mean, I guess technically, if you want to get technical, guys, sure, yeah, it was criticism. Nothing insane. It's not like he said, yo, this is the worst thing I ever put in my mouth and I'm gonna record myself pissing on it. No, he just made one tweet and I'm gonna find it for you guys. I don't think the criticism was, you know, wild in my opinion. So here's a tweet. All he said was this. That was back in September. That was over 2 months ago. Damn. So Dantdm didn't say anything for over 2 months until now. And I still believe that KSI Lunchy drama is the funniest and the best drama we've had in a long time. Now, most of it coming from KSI's crash out. Looking back, do I think the hate for Lunchy was a little overdone? Yeah. I mean, like everything, you know, there's people that took it way too far sometimes. It was like the punching bag of the internet for over a month. And here's the response.
Yeah, with the whole Twitter stuff that happened, the aura was quite strong.
That's what he goes on about. I
couldn't believe that. It was like...
Was it mad?
Yeah, like the whole... It felt a bit Game of Thronesy. Like the whole internet like had my back, which was kind of wild.
Oh, yeah. It was really cool. Was it? Were you just sat in your room like, this is a bit mad?
Yeah, it was a bit ridiculous for like...
It was
like
awesome.
2 weeks.
And then the living the dream. Living the dream was crazy. Mate, he's been crying for like 2 weeks straight, and you come in and just like, I have a great life. That was incredible.
That was my way of like...
You went for him now and all.
You did like 2 days
KSI.
ago.
Yeah, but he didn't reply.
Well, he's learned, hasn't he?
You'll be living the dream soon.
I really like the idea that like he didn't know that... I'm going to sound like such a... He didn't know that you had more aura than him. What I just enjoyed is like, he couldn't get around his head why... I don't think he's never not been the top dog before. The way I described it is like, if you're in school and like me and Jack are year 8s and he's like a year 10, and then for the first time ever, the really kind year 11 goes, no. And he's like, never had that happen before.
I think it was just... more as well, like I couldn't be bothered to like fight. Like he loves the whole back and forth. That's what the whole boxing stuff's
what he
about.
wants,
Like I get it.
Yeah.
I understand it. But it was funnier to not feed into it because
Just exhausting.
you just watch it happen. It was fun.
Was it fun?
It was
just to
fun,
sit
yeah.
back and...
It was funny.
From now on, if it ever happens, because I never get into beef, because I am the most wholesome, positive YouTuber out there, nothing but love, peace, and positivity that I send to my fans out there. But if I were to ever get into a feud, I'm stealing from Dantdm here. The best response sometimes is no response. Unless it's for content, right? Then go right ahead. You know, I've done it myself. Like, some stuff is just not important enough to respond to. You know what I mean? Unless it's something insane, right? But for the most part, I'm stealing this. I'm definitely stealing this one. Gotta get my my aura levels up.
Crazy how, because you didn't really go for him that badly. You were just like, I think it's a bit of shit.
Yeah.
And he just like lost his mind.
I didn't feel like I went in that badly.
You
Maybe
really
the do
didn't.
better was quite harsh, but...
Oh, fuck off. I mean, don't do that, Dan. That was fine, brother.
I remember when I was 13 thinking, man, and I used to say this to all my mates, like when I was 13, 14, I wonder what it'd be like to be KSI. That'd be incredible, watching the diss tracks. And then I had 10 million subscribers when I was 17, you know, more than KSI when I was doing the diss tracks. And I was like, oh, nothing's changed. I'm still just me. They're just like wankers. Why is that everyone like... It doesn't give you an excuse to be a dickhead.
I got still kind of going. He's still... I think I was in his YouTube title a week ago.
Is he still on it?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Because I can't make a song as good as it's, could I? I could never get 50 million streams. That was the whole thing.
No.
Dantdm could never do that.
As I'm watching this, I just remember that KSI at some point recently was like, yeah, you know, the whole Dantdm beef was just so we could promote Lunchy and Prime and Feastables. And it's like, bro, we all kind of knew this. I mean, I wasn't surprised and I was not taking it seriously. KSI really thinks he had everyone fooled. Like, we all knew that.
If I didn't have a song, I'd say the only thing I would have done is probably the 2 tweets that I did at Dan.
The first 2.
I think those were genuine.
Yeah.
Those were me like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Don't fucking come on my business. Da 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 da. But then, because I had a single coming out, I was like, oh my God, I can just use this as a way to market my song.
Bro.
I can use all this hate, all this attention, and just drive it to people going to my song.
So when KSI finally revealed that he just did this for publicity, I was like, and I think most of us, we were like, well, yeah, no shit. Like, it wasn't groundbreaking news. He lives in the fairyland where, you know, this was the greatest prank of all time. Y'all knew that. Like, I don't think anyone really hates KSI for that reason. Like, yeah, sure, he was cringe and annoying. I mean, I, you know, personally don't hate KSI for this. It's smart, but we all could see that coming from 10,000 miles away. It's fun to participate, but it wasn't like mind-blowing information. I could see KSI rubbing his hands together, be like, yeah, these guys don't know what's about to hit him. Everyone knew.
You should make a song called Thin of It.
just really like rip it off to like the nth degree. Thin of it. No. Yeah, I just don't know why.
I think some of it as well was interesting where I think he thought that it was all my fans going for him when actually I don't
it was
think
his
that
fans.
was the case.
No, it was the internet.
It was just, it was like, I think...
You know what we were saying earlier about when you have an impact beyond today and yesterday?
Yeah.
Like, it's that. It's like, you raised us all, man. I was watching in year 4. Like,
it wasn't like you could make a message like, guys, stop. Like, these people aren't the people actively watching the videos.
Yeah.
Particularly, like, these are the people that just, like, have fond memories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
It was a very good time to be online.
It was.
It was.
It was because when all 3 of them clapped back.
Oh, yeah.
And you were just 1v3 in. It was like...
You know what's funny as well? My wife was always like, just think before you tweet. That was one time I didn't really think too much before tweeting. Usually I'll type it out and be like, no, I can't bother, delete it.
Yeah.
So then I didn't tell her for like 3 days, and she's not on Twitter really. So I was and then I kept getting notifications from my phone. I was like, oh, Logan Paul's responded. Jimmy's messaged you. KSI's responded. I was like, well, I'm gonna have to mention something now.
What was that? Like, what was it like? Hey, babe. So
Yeah. She was like, oh, well, I agree with you, but maybe you should just not kind of like stoke the fire anymore. I was like, okay, that's fair.
Like I said, I was never a Minecraft guy myself. I'm more of a first-person shooter, third-person shooter, Guitar Hero, you know, rhythm games type shit. So I never personally really got into Minecraft or those type of games. No hate. You know, if you like that, you like that. But it's just not for me, never appealed to me. But they're right. Like, I don't think prior to all of this, I watched a Dantdm video. I don't know, from what I've seen, yeah, I could see why people like him and why he's extremely likable. And that's not me, you know, trying to dick ride, or I see the vision. Alright, I see why people enjoy him and his content. People that never watched Dantdm before came out and spoke for him or tried to defend him. I think I knew a little more about KSI, even though once again I never really got into him, but I knew more of him, and I was like, oh, so he's just kind of a douchebag right now. Beefing with, I mean, and beefing is putting it kind of loose, but getting into an argument or disagreeing with 3 of the biggest YouTubers out there, and then with one of them being the biggest YouTuber out there, and those people taking the huge L, I mean, that downfall needs to be studied. I talked to people who have never watched KSI, and they were talking about how badly he was being destroyed. And I know that 1 or 2 KSI fanboys are gonna come on here and be like, but it worked. The thick of it has over 20 million views, and all you do is spread hate. So who's the real loser and winner here, dog? You're right. I'm actually a flop and failure at life. I should really reconsider what I'm doing. But that's for another time, not in this video. I don't want to crash out. Long story short, I think more people should be taking the Dantdm route. But with that said, what do you guys think of the situation? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'm glad we finally got his perspective and what he was thinking of all of this. That is how you raise your aura points, guys.